Hello and welcome. Now in this video we are going to walk through a few tips that you can use when you are recording instructional style videos. In instructional style videos you will be either narrating or you'll be discussing points as you scroll through your PowerPoint presentation or your presentation software. Now there are a couple of settings that you are going to want to be aware of. The first is you're going to want to be aware of the Design tab. And if you're not using PowerPoint, you'll want to find the equivalent in the software you're using. In PowerPoint, you will notice that there is a diagonal button here that says Slide Size. You will want to make sure that you are using the widescreen size, mainly because this is how most videos are going to fit well on the screen. Now, the other thing that you're noticing that is invisible to the recording of this video is that the monitor being used to record this video is 1920 by 1080, which matches the widescreen size. Now, if you have a monitor that is of a different size and you're not recording on that monitor, you are going to want to use one that's going to be either a custom size that'll be proportional to the monitor you're using, or one that's very close in size, whether it is 4 by 3 or 16 by 9. Now, another thing that you're going to want to be aware of is the transitions screen. And transitions are going to be seen as you move from slide to slide, not within the slide, but between the slides. Now, you will typically want to have no transitions, mainly because this can be distracting for the individual and you want them to be focused on the information while you narrate. The next tab over is Animations. Now, when you have animations, what you're going to want to do is you are going to want to scroll through your points one at a time. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our cursor inside of this slide. And what you'll notice is that when we set our animations, we need to place our cursor next to one of the lines, and then we'll need to decide what our animation is. For example, we can use any of these animations. In general, you want to try to keep your animation as unobtrusive as possible. So you don't want to have something that's going to be a distraction. Now in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to use the float in animation. And you'll notice that these points float in one at a time. Now it's quite possible that you may not want your points to float in all together in one section. So for example, you'll notice that with line 1, you'll notice that there is a number 1. So this means that this will come one at a time. You'll notice that the number 2, though, coincides with both this point and 3 subpoints with it. And so how does that appear on screen? In order to illustrate that, we can just go to the slideshow, go to from the current slide, and we can see that all of these points go with the subpoints. And that may not be the way you want to do it. You may want to have it so that each subpoint comes one after the other. So if that's the case, we're going to hit the escape button. And what we're going to do is to go back to the animations. And we're going to place our cursor at the first subpoint. And when we do that, what you're going to notice is that we're going to go over to this Start tab, and we're going to use the tab that says On Click. When we click that, here's what you're going to notice. You're going to notice that the numbers have changed from 2, 2, 2, 2 to 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. And that means then that 3 will come after 2 and they'll all come one at a time. So, for example, if we go back to the slideshow and we click the current slide and we tab through, what we're going to notice now is that our points come one at a time. So to go back to the screen now, we're going to hit the escape button to go back to the slide. Now it's quite possible also that we may want to use notes with our presentation. And if that's the case, we can go to the view screen. We can then go to this view that says Notes page. What you're going to notice is that there are 2 parts of our presentation now, and we can write in our notes for this slide. So if we want to narrate the slide or we want to be aware of something while we are talking through the points, we can write notes in this area. This can be especially handy if we are using this as a handout or if we are using this in a presentation. And in the next video, we'll show you how notes written on this slide can help you when you're doing an actual presentation. So to that end, we're going to write in some text here. And so in the next video, we'll explore this, where we've gone to this slide for Amazon Video Direct Royalties, and we've written in the text paid monthly, 90 days, and 55%. And you'll see now how this will help us when we are creating instructional style videos and we're recording. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.